What's up, guys? I'm Travis, and you're watching our upgraded SCX6 Trail Honcho Build Series. Come on! Come on! Welcome back, everyone. We're up to video number 6 now of our upgraded SCX6 Trail Honcho Build Series. Now, in this segment, we will finally be replacing these stock plastic axles with some CNC cut 7075 all aluminum axles from Vitavon. And guys, these particular axles come with the number 45 hardened steel axle shafts already in them, as well as a diff case set. Now, besides that, we contacted our friends at Young Racing, and they sent us out some skid plates for our diff covers. So these are supposed to protect your diff covers from rock dings and stuff like that. So we're going to see how easy these are to install and how well they work. Besides that, we got some all aluminum 9mm hex hubs from Samix we'll be installing as well. Guys, if you're in the market for axles or axle shafts or diff covers right now, this is the video you want to watch. Don't miss this. Wow, these are just gorgeous, guys. I don't have a better word for it. These are just beautiful. I mean, other than the diff cover, the steering knuckles, and this replaceable panhard bar mount, which is really a good idea. Other than that, guys, all of this is one piece CNC machined 7075 aluminum. I mean, I do a lot of machining, guys, and I know how hard it is to create something like this. Yes, they are using a CNC mill, but do you know how long it probably took them to write the program for this to get the mill to create this? I'm thinking months, guys. There is a lot to this. I cannot imagine all the parameters involved on the CNC mill to get this to happen. Anyway, they did a really good job. I love the fact that the steering knuckles, they fit on here great. The C-hubs, these are your C-hubs right here. It's all one piece into the axle. See that? You don't have that separate anymore. They've got some really nice axle shafts in here. This spins free. This feels great. And besides that, they were nice enough to go ahead and give you all of the Allens here to be able to go ahead and mount everything up for your lower lengths, your one upper length, the panhard bar mount. I mean, they gave you everything. Besides that, in this little plastic bag here, you've got 2 shims. These are actually, they're spacers that go on your axle shafts right here before you put your hex hub on. And then they also give you guys probably won't be able to see this, but there is one of these bolts right here that goes on your diff cover. These are just for looks, guys, but they give you one right there if you lose one. Now, I think they should have probably given you a handful of these. I have already lost 2 of them on my other diff cover from Vitavon. I had to order some more of these bolts. They're pretty cheap, though. I mean, Vitavon will send you a 10-pack of these little tiny bolts right here for $2. All right, let's check out the rear axle here. Pretty much the same thing. There is your other bag with the 2 spacers. Oh, yep, and 1 more bolt. So you do get another bolt there. You've got 2 total. All right, and just the same thing, guys. Just beautiful CNC quality. Oh, I do see a problem right now. Look at this disc cover right here. If you notice, the Vitavon is upside down. Whoever installed this put this Vitavon diff cover upside down. We're going to go ahead and take that off and fix it. Guys, I wanted to take these off anyway so that I can see what kind of grease they have in here and how much. Because if I don't like it, we're going to be cleaning all that out and replacing it with some of the Vanquish gear rock lube, that blue stuff I use all the time. But these are just fantastic. And same thing, other than the diff cover and these end caps on here, this is all one piece as well. How can you go wrong with that? Let's see what these skid plate covers here look like for our diff covers. Yeah, they got this one packaged up pretty good here. Let me grab a razor blade. All right, so it looks like these are just stainless steel pieces, and they're going to go on the bottom here to protect our diff cover. It's going to look something like that, I believe. So we'll see what it looks like once we get it all on there. Like I said, I'm going to pull these back off and check the grease out and maybe be cleaning it out and adding more of some different grease. I also think I want to go ahead and remove all these little bolts right here on these diff covers. And I'm going to paint these diff covers anodized aluminum purple so that they match our wheels. Hopefully. We'll see if they match. Just gorgeous, guys. Other than that, not much to say about these aluminum 9mm hex hubs. They're just a little bit taller than the 7mm aluminum hex hubs that they come stock with. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and rip these axles off. That way I can put them on my scale and we'll see what they weigh compared to the Vitavon and get a difference there. I'm sure the Vitavon are going to be a lot heavier. Now to do this is going to be really simple, guys. We're going to go ahead and throw our SCX6 upside down on its roof. That'll make it a lot easier for us to get to everything. I don't think we need to take the cover off or anything else. Like I said, I think this is going to be pretty easy. We're just going to remove the tires. We're going to disconnect all the links from the axle, the panhard bar, the steering servo link, the tie rod link, and also our drive shafts. And then we're just going to undo the lower mount for our shocks, and that should be it. It should come right off, no big deal. All right, guys, that was pretty easy. It took me about 5 minutes to remove all this, and I know someone's gonna ding me for this. They dinged me on the last video for not being as explicit as I should. So I told you to put your SCX6 on the roof so you would not have to suspend it to get the axle off. It makes it a lot easier for everything. Yes, you are going to have your SCX6 on the side or the other way so that you can get the 2 Allens out of your tie rod left and right. This requires a little bit of common sense, guys. I'm trying to go step by step with you, but I don't want to be ridiculous and bore you to death. Anyway, we got our axles off, and I did go ahead and remove the aluminum hex hubs on the end because the Vitavon axles do not come with those. And also our plastic axles here, we have the aluminum Vitavon diff covers on that I put on in the last video. These weigh 36.4 grams. That is the difference between the plastic diff covers. So I will be subtracting that from our grand tally at the end. All right, let's go ahead and get our stock plastic axles weighed first. We're going to do them both at the same time. And remember, I will be removing the weight for the Vitavon diff covers here at the end tally. So we come up with 2 pounds, 2.6 ounces. All right, let me write that down. Okay, now let's go ahead and do our Vitavon aluminum axles here. Same thing at the same time. I think these are going to be quite a bit heavier, guys. Oh, not bad actually. 2 pounds, 14.8 ounces. So pretty much we're exactly 12.1 ounces difference. It takes 16 ounces to make a pound. So we are less than a pound difference on adding these awesome aluminum axles, guys. Next up, we'll go ahead and weigh these stainless steel diff cover protectors or diff cover skid plates, whatever you want to call them. These are coming in at 1.6 ounce. Not very much at all. Okay, I'm not going to weigh our Samix aluminum hex hubs. I'm assuming they're within grams of the other one, very, very little, so I don't think it's necessary. All right, so one thing I would like to point out here, guys, obviously the Vitavon axles do not come with the aluminum hex hubs, so you can reuse your stock ones here, no problem at all. One thing I'd like to point out though, if you do get an aftermarket hex hub like these here from Samix, make sure you look and see if they come with the pins or not. These do not come with the pins. Some do and some don't. Now I tried to get these pins separately here so that I could leave these aluminum hex hubs on the plastic axles and just go with new ones. Well, you can't get just the pins by themselves. So I contacted Axial, and this is the only way you can do it, guys. You have to order one of their kits. Now this costs 24 bucks, and it comes with the 4 aluminum hex hubs as well as those 4 pins that you need to install it. And then they also come with these little spacers here, just like Vitavon gave us for the axles. So there you go, guys. If you plan on reusing the stock stuff, go ahead, if you're going to use these, you're going to need to get more pins or use the stock pins. All right, so we got the 4 Allens out holding the diff cover on. Let's go ahead and take this one out that's upside down. Wow, it's a pretty good fit, guys. It's really tight. Okay. Well, they do have some grease in there. It looks like it's a white lithium. Not too bad. I mean, it's got a little bit of tackiness to it there. It doesn't look like they got very much on the ring and pinion, though. Well, guys, I'm not going to tell you to replace this. It looks like it's going to be fine as long as you take some of this here off of your case and put it on the ring and pinion. I think you'll be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and replace this. I love this Vanquish Blue Gear Rock Lube. I mean, I use it on everything. You've seen me use it in the past. It's just super good stuff, guys. I mean, watch this. See this lithium? When I touch it, it's got a little bit of cohesiveness, but there's no strings coming off of it or anything. Well, let me show you this Blue Gear Rock Lube here. Watch this. Look at this. See how stringy it is? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. See the strings coming off of it? The cohesiveness of this is just amazing. I love this stuff, guys. Like I said, I put it in everything. I will be removing this, cleaning it all out, and putting some of this Vanquish Blue Gear Rock Lube in here, guys. And I will leave a link to this in the description so you guys know what I'm using. So when I'm putting grease on my ring and pinion, all I do is get a small paintbrush, go ahead and dive into the grease there, and just go ahead and get it on your gears. Go all the way around and make sure all the gears, all the teeth on your ring here are coated. Now they say that when you're using this Vanquish Blue Gear Rock Lube, you only need a pea-sized amount of grease to do the entire ring and pinion. I'm sorry, I like a little bit more grease than that. Grease doesn't hurt anything. All moving parts like lubrication, so everything likes grease. Well, there you go, guys. Got my diff covers all painted up. Not exactly the color I was looking for. It's actually not even close. I was looking to try to match the purple anodized wheel here, but that's what Tamiya's idea is of anodized purple, I guess. That's okay. It's not a bad look. We'll go ahead and rock it. And I've got a couple other things I'm going to paint that color as well, so we'll just see how it looks. And if it doesn't look good, you know what? Black covers everything up. No big deal at all. Now, guys, I would like to point out one thing here. As far as protecting our diff covers, like we were talking about before, this skid plate from Young Racing is not going to work with our Vitavon Axels. Let me show you why. So right here, where you put your Allens in to go ahead and hold your diff cover on, these pockets here are recessed or countersunk. So you need to be able to hit this flat spot right here up against this to get it to go in. So maybe I can take and put some nylon spacers or something like that in here, and then it's going to be about an 8mm longer Allen to go ahead and make that happen. So I'll look around and see what I can find, but just so you guys know, it does fit the plastic one like a glove. I mean, it's perfect. You can see on the back here how this part of the diff is flat. So there's no problem. It goes right on. And like I said, it fits like a glove. It fits really good. So maybe we'll just leave these on the plastic ones for the next project I got going on. Okay, well, I guess it's time to go ahead and start putting it back together. Now, we're going to start with our hex hubs and go ahead and mount them up on the axle shafts here. We will not be using these spacers right here. If I need it, we'll take it back off and put it on, but to start with, we're going to start without them and see what kind of clearance issues we have. Okay, let's go ahead and get our hex hub on here, and then we got our pin, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of Loctite on this pin, guys. It's never a bad idea to have Loctite. Wow, these are so smooth, guys. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Blue Gear Rock Lube we put in there, or if it's just the bearings or the other components, but It's really smooth. Compared to the plastic, I mean, night and day. I'm not joking. There is a huge, huge difference there. Wow, that is smooth. Okay, let's go ahead and put it back in the truck. Guys, that went back together pretty easy, just like we took it apart, zero issues. Now, once I got to the rear end and got that all together, I realized I had just a little bit more play than I wanted. So I did use this spacer that was supplied in the Vitavon package to take up some of that space. Now guys, this goes on the axle shaft before you put the aluminum hex hub on. This is what's going to take up all that play in between that space there, if you so need it. Now on the front, I had a little bit of play and I tried putting these on, but they are too big. So we'll have to use a little bit smaller spacer. I'll have to find one, but it's not really that big of an issue. It still works really good. So I've been running this truck around for 2 weeks now with these axles and this limited slip diff setup. I've done all different types of terrain, and I want to give you guys an update and my honest opinion. These axles are fantastic. I absolutely love them. They work so well, and they are super smooth going down the trail. They're smooth turning, they're smooth crawling, and because of that, I believe they're very economical on your battery usage as well. I mean, it's the same thing as if you went and bought a truck that had four-wheel drive limited slip axles on them. These are identical right down to the spider gears. Everything is exactly the same. Now, let me give you a scenario on how these work. Let's say this tire here is on a patch of ice and it's slipping and sliding and not going anywhere. Or maybe this tire is completely bound up against a rock and stuck. It's not moving. This system is designed to transfer all the power to the other tire on the other side to help get you out of that situation that you're stuck in. So if you're going down the trail with all your buddies, or maybe you're taking a walk and you want to take this with you so you can hit up some obstacles and have some fun along the way. Maybe you want to hook a trailer up to this, stick all your grandkids in here and drag them around. These axles are perfect for you. They work really, really well. Now, I also took this on a couple trails that had some pretty extreme rock crawling on them. I wanted to see how it would do, and I was very impressed. I mean, the front tire, to get it to slip, it takes quite a bit, guys. It really does. Besides that, I put this in a situation where I bound up both the front tires completely. I knew I couldn't get out of it and I wasn't going anywhere. I wanted to see what would happen. Well, as you're stuck and you apply power, you're going to hear a click, click, click coming from the diff. That's your spider gears absorbing all the power because your tires aren't turning. I really like these axles, guys. I think they were a great upgrade. And you know, that's what we do here at Upgraded RC. We do reviews on stuff. I buy parts, I run them, I let you guys know what I think, and that's where we're at with these. I could have just bought the axles with the lockers already in them, but I decided to buy the axles with the limited slip diff case set inside so I could do this for you and let you guys know what I think. Because there's a lot of you guys out there that are just doing trail running. You're not into all the extreme stuff where you're going to be damaging your truck. You're not doing competitions. But if you are like me, doing extreme crawling or competitions, you're going to want to lock these up. So at the same time I bought these axles, I went ahead and also bought some Vitavon spool lockers here. They're pretty cheap. I think they're like 40 bucks. It was actually a better deal for me to get these axles with the diff set inside as opposed to the lockers and buy the lockers separately. So I saved a little bit of money that way, and I'm able to show you guys both versions, the limited slip and the locked up version. So in our next video, which is just right around the corner, we're going to be putting some spool lockers from Vitavon in the front and rear axles. Now that's going to make both of our tires locked up as one unit. So I'll get a lot better traction. I'll be able to go a lot more places. The downside to this is if I do lock up both front tires, it's not very forgiving for the drivetrain. I'm going to damage something if I give it more power. So think about that before you put lockers in there. Do you really need them or not? So guys, I wanted to let you guys know what was going on so you wouldn't have to wait till the next video. I didn't want you going out buying these axles and being all pissed off at me because they're not what you wanted. By the way, if you get the other axles, which they do sell from Vitavon with the lockers already in them, it's about $100 cheaper if that's the route you're going to go. So until next time, guys, I'm Travis. You're watching Upgraded RC. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace out.